Hello, welcome to TechWeb. This is part 4 of ASP.NET Core tutorial series, and today we will discuss hosting model including InProcess, OutOfProcess and Kestrel server. Okay, so our agenda is already set. ASP.NET Core application can be hosted in two ways, InProcess and OutOfProcess, and we also discuss Kestrel server. I would also suggest you to watch ASP.NET Core tutorial series, and link is given in the description of this video, and all the sources available on my blog as well. So let's start. What we do generally in hosting, we deploy a ASP.NET Core application to a hosting environment and deploy and publish to a app folder on the hosting server. An ASP.NET Core application that must be started when a server boots and restarted. Means if our application is there on the server and server because of any reason is started again, then our application should be started again without any problem. Okay, and to automate this process, there should be a process manager to do this task, and the most common process manager for ASP.NET Core is Linux, Nginx, Apache or Windows, IIS and Windows Service. Okay, so this is all a brief of hosting. Okay, let's discuss the type of hosting model. So one is InProcess hosting model, and what says when we host an ASP.NET Core application inside IIS worker process, then we can also say the process name is w3wp.exe, and if we are using IIS Express, it is isexpress.exe, and it is for development environment only. Okay, then we call its InProcess hosting model. Okay, means we are hosting our application in IIS, and we can call the whole scenario IIS HTTP server implementation. Okay, and ASP.NET Core by default all the apps are in process. Okay, and for InProcess hosting startup.cs file, there is a method create default builder which calls use IIS to do the following tasks like register the IIS HTTP server, configure the port and base, configure the host and capture startup errors. For InProcess, we need to make a change in project file. Okay, and what change we will do? We will mention ASP.NET Core hosting model in Angular basis, type InProcess. The request timeout attribute does not apply to InProcess hosting. Okay, and another important point is sharing an app pool among app is not supported. Means InProcess hosting model works on one app pool per application. Okay, it means if we have 4 applications, then there will be 4 application pools. Okay, when forward web request to backend ASP.NET Core app running the Kestrel server, which we also called the OutOfProcess hosting model. Okay, so to configure an app for OutOfProcess hosting, set the value in ASP.NET Core hosting model like we did for InProcess. We set InProcess, and for OutOfProcess we mention OutOfProcess there in a value in project file. Okay, and the value of ASP.NET Core hosting model is case insensitive, means you can type in lower case as well or in upper case as well. Okay, Kestrel server is used instead of IIS HTTP server. Okay, now you will be thinking what is Kestrel server? We will discuss just in few seconds. Okay, for OutOfProcess create default build, also called use IIS integration method. Okay, and which also configure the port and the base path, so that it also configure the host to capture the startup error and other initial things. Okay, so now we understand what is OutOfProcess hosting. Okay, now what is Kestrel server, which is another important part. Kestrel is a cross-platform web server for ASP.NET Core. Okay, and it supports on all the platform and versions that .NET Core supports. Okay, it includes by default as an internal server in ASP.NET Core, means wherever ASP.NET Core application is working, there Kestrel server can also work. Okay, the process used to host an app is .NET exe. Like we see, if we are using IIS, this is w3wp. For Kestrel server, it is .NET.exe, and if you want to display this name somewhere, then we can call this method process.getCurrentProcess.processName. Okay, which will return .NET. Okay, when we run a .NET Core application using .NET Core CLI, which means command line interface, the application uses the Kestrel server as a web server. Okay, I have given a a brief introduction to what is in-process hosting, what is out-of-process hosting, and what is Kestrel server. That's it from this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, please leave a comment and you can share your feedback as well. In our upcoming video, we will discuss ASP.NET Core, launch.json file or app setting.json file. Okay, so stay tuned for that.